It happened one evening during a family gathering at my sister's home. The house buzzed with overlapping conversations, bursts of laughter, and the kind of warmth only family can create. As usual, I slipped into my familiar role, the quick-witted one who always had a joke ready, even if it occasionally cut a little too close. While we all sat around the dining table, I casually tossed out a line with a mischievous grin, joking about trading in my husband if anyone was interested. To me, it was nothing more than harmless banter, a silly remark to earn a laugh. The chuckles that followed were exactly what I expected. What I didn't expect was his response. Normally, he would meet my teasing with a shy smile or a sarcastic remark of his own. But this time, he leaned back in his chair, scanning the room before fixing his eyes on me. His voice, when it came, was steady but laced with something sharper than anger. "Maybe you should," he said. "Maybe then someone would value me more than you do." The laughter around us died instantly. Forks froze midair, smiles slipped away, and the silence that followed seemed to swallow the room whole. He had never been one to raise his voice or lash out, which made his calm, cutting words all the more powerful. I glanced around. My sister lowered her gaze, cousins shifted awkwardly, and even my father cleared his throat to break the tension. But nothing could soften the weight of his statement. My usual instinct was to laugh it off, to defuse the moment with another joke, but his eyes told me this was no joke. They weren't filled with anger, but something worse, disappointment. In that moment, I realized the truth. Every small jab, every careless remark I had made over the years had been quietly piling up, and now the weight of it all had come crashing down. His reply wasn't a witty comeback. It was a mirror, forcing me to see how carelessly I had treated him. The evening limped on, conversations muted and laughter forced. On the drive home, I tried to smooth things over, brushing it off, even making light of it again. But his silence swallowed every word. That silence carried more weight than shouting ever could. That night, lying awake, I replayed his words over and over. They echoed in my mind louder than any argument. I finally understood what he had given me wasn't anger. It was quiet retaliation, and it cut deeper than rage ever would. In the days that followed, the impact only grew. Family members who once laughed freely at my humor now seemed more restrained around me. When they spoke to him, however, their voices softened with respect. It was as though a single sentence had revealed something they had always sensed but never said aloud. He, the man I had teased so easily, now stood tall in their eyes. And I, the one who mocked, was left diminished. At home, I tried to mend things. I cooked his favorite meals, apologized again and again, and made every effort to bring us back to how we used to be. He didn't argue, didn't lash out. He was polite, kind even, but the warmth between us was missing. His silence became its own language, one that told me respect, once broken, is not easily repaired. Weeks passed, and the weight of my regret only grew. I noticed others treating him differently too, friends describing him as strong, relatives admiring his composure, even co-workers holding him in higher regard. Meanwhile, whispers about me lingered, the wife who mocked her husband until his quiet defiance silenced her. One evening, unable to bear the distance any longer, I asked if he still loved me. He didn't answer right away. When he did, his words struck deeper than anything before. "Love isn't the issue," he said softly. "Respect is. And once respect is gone, love doesn't last very long." That was the moment it fully sank in. Love alone couldn't hold us together if I kept undermining the foundation beneath it. From then on, I began to change, not out of fear of losing him, but because I finally grasped the damage I had caused. I stopped turning him into the punchline. I began to treat him with the dignity and care he deserved. His calm reply that night did more than silence me. It reshaped the way I spoke, the way I treated him, the way I loved. Years later, whenever family gathers, the memory of that evening still lingers. No one dares to make that kind of joke anymore. They look at him with quiet respect, and when they look at me, there's always a faint reminder of what I nearly destroyed. That night remains etched in my memory, not as a joke gone wrong, but as the moment his silence forced me to face myself. His strength was never in loudness or fury. It was in his quiet dignity. One calm sentence became the sharpest weapon I had ever faced, leaving me with a truth I could never forget. Sometimes the most powerful revenge isn't anger, but silence.